I know that fateful morning, snug in my big armchair in the penthouse cage of the Montezuma Zoo, that I had a date with a mystery. You know, you shouldn't keep talking to yourself like that, Sam. People will start thinking you're crazy. The only thing I'm crazy for is a good mystery. You mean you've read a lot of mystery books? Yep. I never forget a plot. Who are you, anyhow? Now, that's my sister. Anyhow's her married name. I'm Harold Square, the zookeeper. Oh, yeah. The mammal with the cage. I remember you. What can I do for you, Warden? May I come in? Sam, do you remember sending away for that amateur detective kit? Oh, sure. The Cincinnati School of Sleuthing. I've been taking lessons for 6 years. 6 years? Yeah, well, it took 3 years to pronounce School of Sleuthing. Well, will you graduate soon? Not until I can solve a real mystery. Between you, me, and the water trough, that's not likely to happen while I'm locked up in here. Well, how would you like a chance to earn that detective diploma? That'd be swell. What have I got to do? I want you to find something for me, Sam. I want you to find it quietly, and I want it found fast. What'd you lose, a contact lens? No, Sam, an egg. A very valuable egg. You ever heard of an oogle bird? Not till just now. What does an oogle bird look like? Nobody knows. It's a very rare bird, Sam. It's almost extinct. You know, a little deodorant works wonders. Not extinct, extinct. Listen, they recently discovered an oogle bird egg in Pago Pago. The board of directors of the Montezuma Zoo pulled some strings and bought the egg at an auction and shipped it here to be our star attraction. Just imagine the publicity. The only oogle bird in captivity. I had captivity in my molar once, but the dentist filled it. Sam, pay attention. The truck arrived with the egg last night after the zoo closed. It was in a big packing crate. Did you looking shy? No, the crate has an incubator inside to keep the egg warm until it hatches, so I kept the crate closed. And this morning I checked the cage. Someone had broken open the crate and stolen the egg. We've got to find it in 24 hours, Sam. Why only 24 hours? Because that's when the oogle bird is supposed to hatch. All the newspapers and TV crews are going to be here tomorrow morning for the big event, and if you don't find it, we'll be ruined. The Montezuma Zoo is old, Sam. It needs sponsors and publicity. That baby oogle bird would really put us on the map. You gotta help us, Sam. I'll pay you what you're worth. I won't work for that, but I'll work for peanuts. Now tell me something, Mr. Square. Did you find a ransom note? Huh? You know, a note asking for money or something in exchange for the egg. No, there wasn't a note. Why do you ask? Well, I'm just looking for a motive. See, the most obvious reason for anyone to take something that valuable is to ransom it back for money. But since you say there's no demand note, there must be some other motive. Like what? Well, that's what I gotta find out, Mr. Square. Find out who'd benefit from the missing egg, and you'll find your egg napper. By the way, how big was this missing egg? Oh, about the size of a baby oogle bird, I guess. I've never seen it. But you know who could tell you? Mac Rhesus. He's the new monkey. He came in last night on the same truck as the egg, on a transfer from Tuscaloosa. I had a Tuscaloosa, but that dentist fixed it. Oh, sorry, Mr. Square. Look, the zoo is closed today, Sam. I'm going to leave your cage open, and I'll let you talk to the other animals. Come to my office if you find anything. You can count on me, zookeeper. The great elephant detective is on the case. The worst place in any zoo is the monkey house, but the Montezuma Zoo had the worst smelling primate prison I'd ever whiffed. That place was so much like a jail, even the monkeys called it San Simeon.
Oh, thanks for spreading me, Mr. Elephant. There's a big girl in there who's starting to call me Poopsie. Say, does the zookeeper know you've got a key, or is that your racket? I'll bet that's one of those all-purpose skeleton keys.
No, that's just for your cage. It's a monkey.
What are you, a comedian or something?
I'm a detective.
Good, because that joke smelled worse than the monkey house. Say, you're a flatfoot. Is that right?
Yep, and they're flat like that from stomping on wise guy monkeys.
Well, start stomping, son, 'cause you ain't getting nothing out of me, see? I'm not talking. I'm not squealing. You won't hear a peep out of me. I'm no stool pigeon. I'm not telling...
What do you know about the Ooglebird egg napping?
Nothing. But if I did know, I wouldn't tell you.
Look, I just want to ask you a few questions, pal. What are you getting so hot under the collar for?
If you wore a fur coat in this heat, you'd be hot under the collar, too. Listen, I'm sorry I got sore. I thought you were going to hassle me about taking all those strawberries last night. But it wasn't me. It was those orangutans, Fred and Muggs, Messy.
Look, I don't know anything about messy boys eating strawberries, but I gotta figure out where that Ooglebird's got to. Now listen up, Matt. How big was that Ooglebird egg?
I only saw the crate when it was loaded in Tuscaloosa. And when they unloaded it here, well, it had to be pretty heavy, say 300 or 400 pounds.
Well, how'd you know that if you never saw the egg?
They used a crane to load it and to unload it, so it had to weigh that much.
A crane? You expect me to believe a skinny little bird with long legs lifted 300 or 400 pounds?
No, not that kind of crane, dummy. I mean a machine with the hooks and cable and pulleys and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, heavy equipment. Well, that means whoever stole the egg couldn't have dragged it too far. That means it's got to be around the zoo, hidden somewhere. Thanks a lot, Mac. You've been a lot of help, but you better get back in your cage now.
Well, thanks for the breather, Detective. Let me know if you need any more help.
Thanks. Oh, and Mac, one more thing.
Yeah?
Is the gorilla in there strong enough to lift 300 or 400 pounds?
Yeah, sure. But the monkey house was locked up tight and watched on account of those strawberries. See? Nobody could have gone out of here, not even the gorilla.
This is going to be harder than I thought.
Maybe I can help you?
Who said that?
It was me.
Who?
Me. Look down, you'll see me.
Something's jumping up and down in the dust. Something really small.
That is me. I am a flea.
A flea?
Oui. Fifi la flea, at your service.
Hey, now I see you. Say, you're cute as a bug's ear.
Merci, monsieur. I think your big ears are cute too.
Where'd you come from, anyhow?
I was taking a ride on Monsieur Rhesus. I heard everything. I want to help you find the poor kidnapped egg, because I hope to have a few hundred eggs of my own someday.
Well, I'm grateful for the help, but I don't see what you could do, unless, hey, Fifi, do you take shorthand?
I don't see how I can help it, no matter how you look at me. All my hands, they are short.
All right, Miss LaFleur, you're hired. Let's head back to my cage and take some notes. Fifi, there's someone sitting in my big chair.
Goldilocks?
Shh. Excuse me, can I help you?
I'm sure you can, but I'd much rather help you.
Broadway Blanche, ain't this a kick in the head? Out of all the cages and all the zoos and all the towns and all the countries and all the worlds and all the galaxies, why'd you have to walk into mine?
Did I have to have a reason to see you, Sam? It's been a long time.
Well, you know how time goes by when you're having fun. Broadway, this isn't a social call, is it? What do you want?
Straight to the point, just like always, eh, Sam? All right. Have you noticed anything peculiar going on around the zoo?
Like what, for instance?
Like something missing.
Yeah, well, like what?
Wasn't a new exhibit scheduled to arrive here today?
I don't like to appear nosy, sweetheart, but how did you know about that? Did a little bird tell you?
Why do you insist on answering my questions with a question?
Do I?
All right, Sam. I'm bored with playing this game. It's yesterday's news that someone's poached the Ooglebird egg. With all those years you've spent reading all those detective stories, solving a missing egg mystery should be over easy. I want you to unscramble this case. For me, Sam, for old time's sake.
What's your interest in all of this?
I have my reasons.
Yeah, you had your reasons for leaving in Paris, too, didn't you? But do I have to remind you that it was you who did the leaving back there?
Won't you ever forget that?
An elephant never forgets, doll. Yeah, I remember it all.
Please don't.
Sharing sushi in Chicago, autumn in New York, breakfast at Tiffany's, April in Paris. I left my heart in San Francisco.
Sam, please listen. Listen, just
what's that ticking?
That's the reason I want you to find the Ugelbird egg, Sam.
That ticking sound? I don't follow.
That ticking sound you hear is my biological clock.
Oh, that's why you're so alarmed.
That poor little Ugelbird is one of a kind, all alone in the world. No parents, no family, and orphan, Sam. And you know I've always wanted to hear the patter of little drumsticks around the nest. Patter, patter, patter. Help me find the Ugelbird egg, won't you, Sam?
Well, I can't promise you anything.
That's fine by me. I know you'll do the right thing. Oh, and Sam,
You know.
if you need me for anything, just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you, Sam? Just put your lips together and blow like this.
Here's looking at you, kid. Say, I wonder where little Miss Microbe has got to. Hey, Fifi! Fifi, where are you?
Under your foot.
Sorry about that, kid. I didn't mean to cramp your style. Hey, Fifi, what does your woman's intuition tell you about Broadway?
I think she is on the level, Sam. Her feelings for you are so strong. How can you doubt her?
When it comes to reading dames, you should never judge her by a cover, no matter what's on the page. And you better read between the lines, otherwise you'll never be able to put her down.
You still have feelings for her, Sam?
Had, Fifi had. Yeah, I used to be stuck on her, like Velcro to a sheep. That's all ancient history. What's done is done. And all this standing around jawing isn't going to get us anywhere. We got a lot of animals to question tonight, and time is running out. Grab a pencil, Fifi. Let's get the lead out.
Okay, Sam. Let's go.
The zoo reminded me of a 4-star hotel where 200 fuzzy, furry, spiny, and slimy guests gathered together for an endless holiday vacation behind bars. The problem with the Hotel Montezuma, you could check out any time you like, but you could never leave. Being cooped up in close confinement could make any critter turn into a crooked criminal. Clearly, I had no clue who could have captured, concealed, and camouflaged the calcified curiosity, but the clock was quickly clicking as the case came uncomfortably close to being closed. Miss LaFleur and I questioned the laughing hyena, but all he did was laugh. And laugh. And laugh. I guess I didn't get the joke. Then I meandered overland to ask the panda from Uganda if he got a gander the egg, but he didn't understand. Time was running out, so I spent the next 6 hours making inquiries. It took 3 of those hours for the 3-toed sloth to finish one sentence, and he didn't know anything. Didn't look good. It was about to get worse. Fifi went back to the cage to get more paper, sharpens and pencils, when someone snuck up behind me and beamed me on the back of the brain pan with something that felt like a brick, and down I went like a 2-ton sack of unshelled peanuts. When I came to, my head felt like the floor at a tap dancing school, and I swore I could see stripes before my eyes. Well, well, if it isn't Spotty Griff, Montezuma Zoo's resident tough guy.
Yeah, I'm tough, all right. You want to see how tough I am? Come on, go on, ask me what makes me so tough.
I already felt what made you tough, Spotty. Brass horseshoes on your hook. That's what makes you tough. That and sneaking up on a guy and clobbering him when his back is turned. Some tough guy. Why'd you do it?
Do what? What'd I do?
You beat me up, Spotty. How come?
Well, because, detective, the boss wanted to see you.
You mean that dumpy hippo you work for, or is Bruce Springsteen in town?
Yeah, well, you wait here and you'll know what's good for you.
Hey, Spotty, I got a dumb question for you. If the hippo wanted to see me, why'd you have to go and knock me out for? Why didn't you just ask me to come and talk to him,
Well, maybe because I just like knocking people out, see? It's one of those few benefits of this job. Being a kind of hired thug don't bring in the kind of dough he used to, you know? Well, we're hitting you on the head, well, that's kind of one of the perks. You know, it's a beneficial thing. Here, see you, copper.
Clobbering people is one of the perks. I'd hate to see the retirement plan. Say, I wonder why the hippo wants to see me. You guys suppose he had something to do with stealing the Ugelbird egg? Hey! Hey, what gives here? Hey, you're getting us all wet. Cut off the waterworks, will ya? I took a bath last night. Hey, you better hope this trench coat is drip dry or you got a big dry cleaning bill coming. Yeah, well,
pardon, Mr. Snoodles. It's difficult not to splash when you're in such confining quarters. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Howard Huge.
I know who you are. The question is, what do you want with me? And how come you sent your boy Spotty to come give me an invitation on the hoof?
Yes, yes, sir. You just come right out with it. Very direct. Yes, I like that in a man. Right to the point, yes. I can tell, Mr. Snoodles, you're a man of very few words, sir. Yes, I like to talk to a man who likes to talk to a man who likes to talk to a man who likes to...
Can we get on with this? It's only a half an hour show.
Right you are, sir. Yes. You're the man for me, sir. Very direct. It has come to my attention. You are looking for a certain rare commodity, a priceless egg which has been taken from its cage by person or persons unknown, and you have been entrusted to uncover the egg's whereabouts. Am I correct so far, sir?
Let's just say you're very warm.
Yes, that's quite correct, yes. And am I also correct, sir, in saying you found very few clues thus far? So, sir, let's just say I'm in the position of possessing some information that may help you from the horns of this dilemma.
All right, let's say you do have something. If you wanted to help me solve the case, you'd have told me by now. And since you haven't, I suppose that means you want something. What is it?
Very perceptive, Mr. Snoodles, yes. Yes, the zookeeper, Harold Square, is quite anxious, I understand, to find this priceless investment in the zoo's future. But I wonder, Mr. Snoodles, has he offered a reward for information leading to the egg's recovery?
I don't know. He never mentioned a reward, but then again, you never know, Mr. Huge. I'll tell you what, why don't you tell me what you know, and there'll be two of us who know something.
Mathematically correct, sir. But if this information should serve to be useful...
Then we'll talk about a reward.
Very well, sir. The terms are acceptable.
Now, what do you know?
Well, before we discuss particulars, Mr. Snoodles, would you care to join me for supper? It's quite delicious and most intriguing. I've always been partial to red herrings. Would you care for some?
No thanks. In my line of work, I try to avoid anything fishy. Now see here, Mr. Huge, I don't have all day for social pleasantries. If you know who grabbed the egg, make with the gab quick, because I'm losing interest fast, and so's the audience.
My, what a temper you have, Mr. Snoodles.
Sorry, but missed my nappy time.
Then I'll be brief. The thief in question is none other than Holden Ray.
Holden Ray, the lion? Hey, you're bonkers. Holden Ray is the oldest lion in captivity, and he's a real sweet guy, too. A little weird, but sweet. There's no way he'd steal anything. Besides, what possible motive could he have for stealing the egg?
Very simple, Mr. Snoodles. Fame. Yes, Holden Ray has considered himself the king of the zoo for many years. The Oogle bird's arrival is a threat to his status as main attraction of the Montezuma Zoo.
Jealousy is a pretty thin motive, Mr. Huge.
Well, that's not all, sir. I saw him this morning about 6 a.m. Carrying the Oogle bird egg in his mouth.
Is that so? Are you sure it was Holden Ray the lion?
We only have one lion in the zoo, Mr. Snoodles. It must have been him. Although, I must say, he didn't look well at all.
What makes you say that?
Well, sir, he looked a little green to me. Must have been a trick of the light.
Green, huh? Very interesting. Well, Mr. Huge, I'll go talk to Holden Ray. We'll see what we can see. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, sir. I'm forever green bubble.